Yeah. Y'all know what it is, Eagles Wear Boxing. We up in here. Where you at? You said my salute to y'all. So you said you're, by the way, you're still on mute. Yeah. You didn't miss nothing, man. You just all you did you just was listening to me lip sync. It was called lip syncing. I was just lip syncing, brother. Don't worry about it. I haven't really got to the storyline yet. Anyway, hit my damn like button, man. My damn thumbs up, y'all, sir. Y'all, sir, come in here. Don't even throw up a thumbs up, and he's running his mouth. Give my thumbs up before you talk about, before you talk about Eagle, man. Don't ever talk about me without giving my thumbs up. I'm gonna check one more time. Let me refresh this one more time and see if I got my thumbs up. Cause you up in here. I'm still waiting for you, man. I'm still waiting for you. It's only been like a little bit. It's only been a little bit of time. Okay, I'll wait for you. I still don't see nothing. And I'm not seeing no more responses. So hit me my thumbs up, man. I'm gonna open up my snacks, man, because you messing with me. I don't know why everybody want to fight me all the time, man. Thanks for looking out, man. I would have noticed it, but But the thing is, I'm on your page. I'm on the page that you guys look at to see how slow I am. To see how far behind I am. It should be all caught up, but it's not. Let me see. Nah, it's way behind. I don't know why it's way behind. So maybe you did. Maybe you did give my thumbs up. I'm gonna try one more time. Let's see. Any seeds in this? Oh, there we go. Okay. About 30 seconds, but 30 seconds behind. Something like that. Let me look and see when I do my. Let me do this. Okay, yeah. So about 20 seconds. So I'm about 20 about 20 seconds out. Yeah. I'm messing with something I probably shouldn't have. But it's these tamarinds. Tamarind bites. I mean, even this thing is slow. I don't know what it is, man. Even this is slow. Like, it's something wrong with my screen. Okay, the thing with my screen, I can't see nothing on my screen. So I have to look on you guys' screen. I think I can see the words only. Let me go back and check. This thing is always messing up. But yeah, I was just talking. The subject was. The subject was about how the older fighters, they just not gonna ever. They probably not ever gonna respect these newer fighters or whatever. And then I was talking about why. I was talking about our so-called transparency that we have around the world. Everybody's saying that things are transparent or whatever. It's just like this language. Our language of transparency, it doesn't mean anything. What they're telling you is that transparently, we're gonna tell you what the hell we want to tell you. That's all. That's all it really means. I was gonna try to talk about the good side of it, and I was gonna try to talk about the bad side of it, because the good side is like, oh, we get to see what's going on. The bad side is just, is we get to see what's going on, but it's not the truth. The other side is we get to see what's going on. It's neither truth or a lie. It's just something that we just get to see. There's it's so many transparency is such. It's supposed to be a specific thing. You say, "Oh, is that transparent?" Okay, you can put it on the window. Is that transparent? Oh, you can cover this as a nice protection. That's transparent. It's gonna protect um, my investment. Things like that. But the transparency they talking about is they're talking about transparency that might not be transparency. It's like you can see through, but what you're seeing through is BS. You know what I mean? It's like, sure, you can see it, but it's a lie. That's all I'm saying. So I would just eat on camera and drink my tea. I'm a soldier though, man. I was panicking last night because I actually ate. I was coming off my 2 days. I was coming off my 2 days of no food, which I think I'm gonna start trying to do four. I'm gonna start doing 4 days. I'm gonna start doing 4 days of no food. See how that works. It's probably even better. Or if I don't do the 4 days, I got to do. I would say more than that. Maybe 5. Cause you think about if I want to eat in 3 days, I get 4 meals. That's 4. I mean, I get to eat 4 days, so that could be like 2 meals. But that 2 meals is like could be heavy if you feel like you're starving. I see you out there, Bruce. I don't know. I don't get enough. I don't get enough feedback from Bruce sometimes because he's always busy. But actually, I need Bruce's feedback today, though, on all this banter, all this talking in sports. Anyway, y'all says this little bro at Bruce Gas. So I need you guys' input back. I mean, you got to revisit this subject all the time. Yeah, I know I'm talking to you guys like we having a conversation at the snack table because I feel like eating some tamarind today. And I'm eating the wrong ones. I'm eating the sweet ones. So I'm probably only have a couple of them. He said, he said, "Don't mind me. I'm busy cracking these pistachios." Okay, so we basically we doing the same thing except for you're watching me on camera, which I don't care because I got the ones that these don't have seeds, and tamarind basically is a seed, but they're always sweet. I don't like them sour, but I do eat them. I will eat them if it's ground up, and you put them in stuff. They're actually good inside food. You can sprinkle them on top of stuff if they're nice and ground up. They're kind of sour for me if I eat them. Something like that. But anyway, Bruce said back at y'all, sorry, he said, salute, bro. Yeah, so I need to know, man, because I know we visit this subject enough, and I just need to hear from you. I need to hear from Bruce. I mean, I want to hear from Bruce. I put it this way. I need to hear from Bruce, and I want to hear from Bruce today. But it's all good. Mike Tyson was chiming in. He said that in his prime, none of these heavyweights could touch him. I believe him. I think they couldn't touch Riddick Bowe or none. I mean, they couldn't touch nobody. Holyfield. People talking about the size of Tyson Fury. That wouldn't help him against somebody like Holyfield. And if you think you could do something dirty to Holyfield was not gonna let you just do dirty shit to him, unless you bit him. But he's not gonna just let you do dirty stuff like these fighters today. I mean, this whole, like I said, this language of transparency, that's killing everything on this whole earth. It's killing everything. Because we think now that since they use the word transparency so much, it sucked everybody in. So now everybody is actually thinking that things are transparent. Oh, it's transparency now with the cops and everything. They let you know. And that's why they found all those, those unalive people behind that police station. How big of a area do they have behind a police station to find that many? Or that was a church? I don't know. Derek knows what it was, but I haven't seen Derek. Derek, don't. If you in here, don't forget about me, bro. But anyway, yeah. So the transparency, I think, is just another distraction. It's another trick for the masses of people. I don't trust anything they say. They're talking about transparency and all this crap. I don't understand that. But we've been put. I think boxing fans, like the real boxing fans, like the ones that have been around boxing for a long time, like Bruce and Derek and D'Lo and everybody and y'all, sir. I think all the people who's been around boxing for now. I'm sorry to exclude you. If you only been around boxing for 10 years, and if you only known about boxing for 10 years, you're not included. You have to be with I think you have to be with the 15 and 15 plus. Only way you could be 10-year if you just studied boxing and watched boxing. Then you could be. Then we could talk about you as a boxing, so somebody who's more of a scholar when it comes to boxing. But if not, I can't really include you. That's why I said I needed Bruce to say something. He said the heavyweights of the 80s and 90s would destroy the current crop. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that too. Shit, even some of the 70s, man. Are you kidding me? Some of the fighters of the 80s and 90s couldn't touch the ones of the 70s or 60s. We had monsters but now we got pretend monsters. We got athletes, which I'm not gonna get into it. Maybe you heard this story. We got athletes getting jumped by regular people because of something they don't like about the athlete. But they're not being successful. So there's just a lot of things going on. We got fighters wanting to expose each other's when it comes to the sparring sessions and things of that nature. Or I beat you as an amateur. Look at your sparring this and that. You're trash and loud mouthing. Now, so what I did when it came to Ryan Garcia is I went back, y'all, sir, and I looked at one of the photo ops that he had with Devin Haney. And if you look in his eyes, even as an amateur, he had on this, he puts on a fake facade. That's not going to really help him. It helps him, I guess, with his new fans. I guess they think that really means something. And I don't know how he got stuck doing that. Because as we know, that kind of shit don't really work. It can work, but it don't use it. That usually don't work. To try to put on a mean scowl and all that. Because usually in the amateurs, you're not putting on a mean scowl and all that. So the thing is, he had his professional scowl, like his look on his face. He had that as an amateur already. He was already. So now we can't. If you think about it, now you can't believe his scowl, the one he puts on his face, like he's like serious, like you gonna do this to you and do that to you. You ain't gonna do nothing. Nobody believed that because you come in. It's like a lot of people didn't have that. They had the serious face, but they still came in with their regular personality. You understand? Like even the one that we call the greatest. A lot of us call the greatest. He never came in looking all crazy and stuff. He always came in playing to the crowd and, smiling and stuff, and then giving his homage over in the corner. You know what I mean? With his hands drawn out like this. He would always do that. But then during the face-off, right before the bell rang, then he would look at you like serious, like look at you and just talk to you. Yeah, I'm gonna get you sucker. You ain't gonna do nothing to me. You can't touch me. Yes, you going down or whatever. He sit there and talk to you. Sometimes he did a little bit too much talking. He got cracked, but that's part of his showmanship. And people wanted that. Because if that never happened to him, he wouldn't have been as successful. He wouldn't have been as loved. If he didn't have losses, he wouldn't have been as loved. Then everybody would have categorized everybody that Ali fought. If he never was taken out of boxing, he was able to enter his prime the proper way. With no distractions and nothing like that. If he was able to do it his way and without the influence of people keeping him in the ring, then and then the conversation, this is just my estimation, is the conversation would be a lot different. The conversation would be a lot different, you understand, if Ali came in the way that he needed to come in. I mean, he came in the way he needed to because we appreciate him a lot more. But if he came in the way that he could have came in, then we probably wouldn't appreciate him. So it wasn't nothing but bums in this era. That's why he was undefeated. We would be, yeah, we would call him great. We probably still say he was the best boxer. We probably may have never called him the greatest. We probably say, oh, that was the best heavyweight right there, as far as like domination, because he just beat up there. He beat everybody. You know what I mean? Quick handed. And then what they would have bragged. So what the narrative would have been. Now, just let me know what you think. So what the narrative would have been is that mostly what people would have said is they would have said that he was just way too he was too fast for him. They said it had nothing to do about his punching power, nothing about his size. It's just that, you know, because they couldn't have said he had the longest reach because he didn't have the longest reach. Sonny Liston had the longest reach, so they couldn't have said that. So they would have always said, oh, yeah, he was just too fast for it. You know, he just ungodly fast for a heavyweight, and they might have just boxed him up and put him on the shelf with just that narrative itself by just saying, hey, he's just too fast. He was just too fast. He's the fastest heavyweight in history, and that would have been something that he would have been stuck with. But all the things that he had to go through, and you know, the environment made him the greatest. Arguably, the environment. So we got to look. So as an adult, as a grown folk, you look at stuff a little bit different. And this was affecting the area back even when Bruce was a little guy. That these things was affecting the whole nation. You know, that they had a lot of like the color line and all that type of stuff. So that helped with molding him and turned him into like the greatest outside the ring. Because he was a good storyteller. He could tell his stories, he could tell his jokes, he could rhyme and all that. But then he was serious about, you know, making things better for people that look like him. And right now, even today, 2024, you still got people that they arguing about the color. I don't give a shit. Because Bruce Gass is not, you know, I don't think he's dark brown skin or nothing like that. And so it's just like, that's my brother up in here, man. It's my brother anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not what it is. It's the spirit of the people. That's where it's been lost for hundreds and thousands of years. And I had to bring it out on the grown folks boxing chat. It's just has nothing to do with the physicalities and stuff like that. It was the spirit. But once you unlock the spirit and you get it closer, then you'll understand. Like going into 2024, we're going to have probably records and stuff that's broken. Far as the physical records are going to be broken this year. A lot of physical records that people, you know, for stamina, speed, and all that type of stuff is going to be broken this year. As long as people like bring themselves up to that level to realize that the potential's always been there. You know, and we starting to see like a lot of these athletes are coming out, man, they're jumping to the roof now. But that's not even the highest you could jump. That's not the highest you can jump. When you talk about somebody got a 50-something inch vertical, that's pretty high, man. That's higher than a person who's standing 4 feet tall. That's like jumping over their head with the bottom of your feet. We know the top part of your body's higher than that. Man, somebody with a 50-inch vertical and they was a high jumper, they're going to put that thing out of reach, man. That thing's going to be up to 9 feet. They're going to put it out of reach for like hundreds of years. It'll be put out of reach. But we'll just see if these people could uncover what's right. I try my best to teach that people uncover what's best, you know, what's internal. But I don't teach it that way. I don't teach it as a physical thing. We could teach it as an internal thing. You can't don't teach it as a physical thing. Teach it as something that's internal. If people would start talking about things that are more internal, then I think a lot of the other things would subside. A lot of the bad problems that we have, I think those kind of subside. You know what I mean? It's like if I talk about something internally, then most people they're not gonna disagree with it because it's internal. They can't see. You know what I mean? It's your inside, and they don't. And it seems and that term seems to be like it's going to be a vague term, even though you know what you mean. You might not know what I mean when I say internal, but just using that language, if you say it's internal, oh, it's just internal. It has nothing to do with anything else. Then people would start you know um, accepting things better. They won't get so mad when certain stuff happens. No, that's because they won't blame it on your so-called phenotype or whatever. They're not gonna blame it on that. If you tell them, hey, that's just internal, man. No, anybody can do it internally. It's just internal. You just internal. If you let them know it's internal, then everybody accepts it better. And then we can start erasing what the obvious is. But all this stuff, I mean, I didn't even watch clips and stuff. I'm just listening to Ryan. I'm like, Ryan, I went back. I started looking at some of your pictures and stuff like that. You just try to look crazy and you think that helps out your boxing, man. What you better learn is to be more disciplined. Because you're going to go in there and try to get a quick knockout or something. Try to get Haney knocked out. It's going to backfire on you. Because after 6 rounds, nobody's going to be able to, like, get you to hold it together. You're going to still be trying to swing for the fences and stuff. Because I know that's what your plan is. In your mind, you think, oh, yeah, I just got to just crack him. I can take him out. And granted, maybe you can. But a lot of what you don't understand is that was one fight where Haney really got buzzed. But there's been fights where Canelo's got buzzed. So you got to realize there's been fights where certain fighters get buzzed. They might have came in just way too dehydrated. You could get buzzed. A little kid could buzz you if you're bigger than a little kid. If you're dehydrated or something like that, and you come in, you can get buzzed easy. You can get buzzed without even getting clipped, just for not having enough food. Yeah, well, I have enough food. You can get buzzed. Like you're Buzz Lightning now. So don't get that part. You know what I mean? Don't get that twisted, because all of us can get buzzed. Hmm? See, even these fighters, they don't, like I was just mentioning about the internalization, a lot of these fighters, they don't internalize. Um, they more or less fantasize. They don't internalize what's really going on. They're not taking it internally. They're taking it emotionally. Emotional damage. So they're taking a lot of the emotional damage, and so they're going to reconstruct and paint a picture that feels good with them. Like, it feels good if I say this about myself. It feels good. I feel better now that I say this. If I say it this way, I think I was even after a fight. Sometimes a fighter acted like I was handling my own. I watched a guy get knocked out at a couple of seconds after the bell, and still wanted to fight. Marlon Starling, I forget who the guy who was fighting. I bring up Marlon a lot of times, but he said I wasn't knocked down. He said I wasn't knocked out. I wasn't knocked down after he was plainly knocked out. And messed up his leg and everything. I don't even think he was the same after that fight. And that was the fight that he was winning clearly, too. I don't know. Bruce might remember that fight. That's a good trivia. Give us the answer, Bruce. So Friday, I'm not working, I don't think. Try to get Derek and try to get everybody up in here, because I need to do a little. Maybe we'll do a little trivia. I found my page, but I never opened it. I got to open up that page. so I can get more interesting boxing facts and stuff and little trivia stuff that nobody else has. Ha ha. Because you gotta know I got the old. Well, I did before my computer messed up on me. I had all the good old um, boxing facts and stuff like that. That's how everybody found out that the second's job in a fight that they changed it. And you should have known. We should have known that anyway. But the second's job in the fight was not to protect the fighter, not to throw the fighter. I mean, not to tell the fighter, "Oh, you down on cards" or whatever. Yeah, that's part of it. But the main part was like the second's job was to throw your ass back in the ring, so they can get their money. That was the second's job. But now the seconds don't get paid like that. Because back then the seconds probably was getting paid more than you. That's why they called you that's why they called you a dumb fighter. That's why they used to call athletes. That's one of the reasons athletes was considered being dumb. Is because they were being managed. You see what I mean? When you're managed, then they just look at you like you're dumb. When you're getting managed. And that's what it is they look at you like, hey, you're being managed. That's why I never like, I don't like management. I don't like the word management. What you mean managing? I don't need no manager. I don't need no manager. Let me go get my work done. Whatever work I need to get done, let me get that done. You nobody over. You tell homeboy he can just go back over about his business. I don't need nobody managing me about nothing. I don't need nobody managing me about nothing, son. Yeah. The old managerial trip. But these fighters, I hope we're gonna get these fights done though. I mean, I know we got Keith coming up soon. Yay, finally. We got something. Hopefully it would spark some more excitement. But all these things, and back to the topic, about the transparency. So now that we can see that whole transparency, we can see that that's BS. The whole transparency thing. And that's bull. You know what? That's bull dongy. That whole transparency thing. That's just nah. That's not what it is. Transparency, we can care less. We can care less. At least me, I can care less. If the transparency is BS, then forget it. There's no need of you telling me how transparent something is if it's garbage. That's what it is. Garbage. Because you're showing things that are transparent just to what you want to show. The thing about liars, man, is liars will take stuff to a whole different level and then lie about the lie. They'll take it, and that's what you live around, man. They'll just take it to a whole different level. Oh, no, well, that was just from that, blah, 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 blah. And if you're a liar, especially, this is one thing I don't like with what the certain agencies do around here. What I don't like is how they would take, for instance, an event that happened, and they'll so-called put it under classification, top secret, or some kind of classification, and then later on it comes out to where it's public, it's declassified. And some of it comes out to be truthful, and some of it doesn't. But what they're hoping is after 25 years that you forget about it. But some people got like long-term memory, and they just like, nah, we still got to find out what happened. Nope. Because with me, I'm like that. I still want to find out what happened. I might forget about it, but as soon as I hear about it, I'll be like, hey, yeah, I wonder what happened. Yeah, I heard about that a long time ago, but I wonder what the story was. Because that's what I want. I want to know what the story was. What the hell was the story? Let us know. We still want to know. They had the thing about who shot JFK. They always have these different things, we know who shot Ronald Reagan or something. They got all this. But all these things, all these conspiracies and stuff. Who did this? Who did that? Who's responsible for this? Who's responsible for that? And you know who's responsible for all this stuff. You know everything about us now. because we have all signed paperwork so you can know everything about us. They know what you want to. They know what you buy. And stop signing up for all these applications to save 5% to put your name on the register when you shop at these stores. You know what I mean? It just helps them out, and especially if there's some kind of fraud, it helps them out because they can go to the camera to see that you were the one that made the purchases, and they can get you. That could be a good thing for them. But the bad thing is that they know everything you buy. So they can they don't have to do the kind of inventory like they would that they used to have to, because they can target like certain individuals. Oh, this person they buy a case of chips every month. So now so it's a little bit different when there's a case of chips that's bought during the month, versus that you bought a case of chips during the month. You see the difference? So they're not, the targeted audience is the people that's buying the chips. But when you look at the singular part of it, is that you're buying a case though. So they're putting another case in there for your order. And they know you're gonna pick it up. They look at the credit card information or whatever, your phone, you put in your special card information. Hey, yeah, we're right. He needs a case a month. When you buying a case a month for so many years or whatever, then all of a sudden then you stop. Then they'll cut it back now. So he's not buying cases anymore. So we'll stock an extra case for a couple of months just to see. And if you stop, then they take that case off, just because of you, not because of the overall. That was yours. That was your count, along with everybody else's. Yeah, but that whole, like I said, man, it's too big of a subject to even try to cover in here, because there's too many slow people on earth. Some people are just, they pass the time of learning. You're like, I don't want to learn no more. I'm tired of it. Okay, and I get that, because we can get to that point where we don't care anymore. We get to that point, and I understand that. I'm with you. I'm with you on not caring no more. I am. Believe me, trust me, I really am. Because you can't get to that point where I don't care. It's like, I don't care. Just like today, I'm thinking, I'm sure I probably need to go wash my truck today. Wash my cars, period. Go get them washed. I don't feel like doing it. Well, I do, but it's a little bit cold. Yeah, I'll break out my steamer later. Get everything nice and steamed up. Steam clean my interiors. Yeah, good like that. I want to sell one of my cars. I'm not gonna get the money that I want. Shit, they offered me less car. They offered me less money for a luxury car than that's newer than some older cars. And I'm just like shaking my head, like, are you kidding me? You mean you're gonna sell like a Honda Civic 2015 or something like that, 17 for more than what somebody wants to offer for my car? You might get out of here. Like, get all the way the hell out of here. It's not that expensive of a car, but it's a $45,000 car because it's a small car. For a small car, for me, for most cars, $45,000 is a lot of money for a small car, because you can get a big car, a big regular car, for that much money. Matter of fact, you can get some SUVs for that. What happened to you, y'all, sir? If you and Bruce left, man, it's over. Yeah, I gotta be out of here. But anyway. Yeah. But back to our subject though. Even like a lot of this so-called, like what they call transparency, is just a lot of it's BS, because You can watch people do stuff right in front of you, and they're not gonna do that like all the time. And Ryan need to stop stressing himself out, looking all crazy and stuff. Because anybody can say that Tank Davis, you guys are saying that Tank Davis don't hit hard, but he pinpoints it. So that's the same thing that Reed just said about Devin Haney. Oh, he don't have knockout power. Man, you shouldn't be taking an 8 count if somebody don't have knockout power. Oh, I'm just gonna take a 8 count, but he don't have knockout power. Now, one thing I did find interesting. It has nothing to do with boxing, and I don't know if this is hearsay, because you guys know I don't like to spread like all the gossip and stuff. But what I'm finding out is that so-called Trump has so many millions of dollars that he has to spend for a lawsuit. It's a lot of money, like $500 million or something. But they're saying he won't have to sell none of his assets, none of his buildings, and nothing like that. And one of the reasons that they said he won't is because of his sneakers. All the money he makes off the sneakers, that's what he's going to use to pay, the lawsuit. I don't even know how that works on taxes. I've never even seen that kind of money. Matter of fact, I never actually physically seen like $1 million like in my hand or something like that. I've never seen it. Some people have. I never told you anything else about the $1 million. I just said I didn't ever see it in my hand, like physically. Matter of fact, I don't think I've held in my hand, like actually in my hand, like actually just had in the palm of my hand. Let me see. The most I've actually held in the palm of my hand, just holding, like not gonna write a check, I just had in my hand, was probably like about $15,000. Like just held in my hand, just holding it in my hand. But it still was, wrapped up. But that's about as much money as I actually held in my hand. I never held like $100,000 in my hand, just holding it, like holding on. I never held onto clumps of money like that. I had no reason to have that kind of money on me. I didn't really have a reason to have that 15 on me. I kind of did at the same. I did and I didn't. I did and I didn't. Yeah. But back to what we should, like I said, we should be getting more fighters to fight rather than all this, all this talking and stuff. Ryan, I think you're using your mouth too much to try to just look impressive and stuff. I don't know, you're trying to put fear in Haney and nothing like that, but I don't think that's gonna work. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's gonna work in the first place. Your intimidation tactics. Don't stress yourself out over it. Try to intimidate a man. Everybody's seen your intimidation tactics. They don't really work. You and Raleigh. Rolly Romero tries the same thing. Just talking about how he's knocking people out, and just a lot of just small talk. It's not going to work, because the thing is, all you mouthpieces now, you guys don't have the skill set. You got the mouthpiece, but you just don't have the skill set. That's different. Bravery, like a lot of talk. I've seen a lot of fighters talk and get knocked out in one round, so that's crazy. But hopefully we have some fights coming up. I found a lot of interesting things over this last week or two, just about like celebrities and all that stuff. I don't even know if it's true or not, but I just listen, and that's it. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start trying to wrap it up early when we come here. I know you guys don't ever want me to go, but hey, when nobody's here and everybody's busy, then it's easier for me to go. I know it's like a talk show that you're involved with, but you don't have to be involved with sometimes. Like, okay, there's nothing on the news. I don't want to listen to music right now. Let's just listen to Ego, see what he's talking about. Let's laugh and agree with what he has to say, or let's not agree, but it's just like, okay, just get some information. That's all good with me. Anyway, you see what it says. Wednesday, late quick chat. Show off nation. And so that was what the whole thing was about. The show off nation. If you haven't gathered that, the show off nation is just these kids running their mouth. That's more or less what it is. It's these kids and people just running their mouth. This is show off nation. You guys ain't doing. You're not putting in work. You're not doing what you need to do, but you're showing off. And we're gonna see where that showing off leads to. That showing off is gonna end up getting you knocked smooth the hell out. Right cross. That. Right. In, out. Y'all, sir, if you see Derek, man, tell Derek he need to holler at me, man. I need to see Derek about a few things, man. But anyway, you know what? This is Wednesday. I'm going to try to get this together for Friday. Hopefully we can do a little trivia. Y'all come in. I probably have to put out a commercial. You know. But you guys know the new way that we do this. Peace and uplifting, fam. Y'all know what it is. Eagles wear boxing. Salute to my two moms decided to come in and see me. I don't know who else came through, but anyway, that's good. As long as I had somebody. I'm going to catch y'all, man.